How we doing, everybody? How we doing? Yeah. There's some dimes over there. There's some dimes. Get our lucky coin out. Our lucky coins. A real small move. Yeah, we just hit the 3 minutes. I usually like to start in 5, but sometimes there be flocks of people on. Don't want to sit there moving like Tortuga. These things are crazy. Hold on here. Let me get my. There we go. Alright, we're prepared. We're prepared now. Oh. Let's see what we got here. Wish everybody good fortune in the wars to come. Now they begin. You know, yesterday was pretty epic with our hunt. 60. We're gonna find some good 60 put out this side. We got a couple nice airs. One, one you're totally never ever looking for because sometimes you just don't know if they exist. But you gotta remember, there's one out there. There's gotta be a few more. No brand new one yet, but that's okay. You know, that some gun's looking pretty for that tip. Telling you, ooh. Yeah, I posted them last night after I didn't need no verification on when it came to those. Uh, come across stuff like that before, so to find it on something that you don't really know about it, it could be maybe not. Die cracks and breaks and clashes are always can be somewhat common, but they're decent if you get a hold of them. But you know when you get that damn ghost stuff going on, oh shit, this might be a doubler. We're gonna have to put it under X-ray spec, see what's going on here. Let's see. Oh yeah, I have to say, and that's 87, a little worn out too, a little torn and tattered. After this roll, though, I'm gonna pull out them show you because if there's no way you're gonna be looking for. We might have been going through them a little quick too. So you know we wasn't looking, but that damn Mercury dime was decent too. I'm taking it that little circle in it though is something that was post mint. Nothing I could really do anything about. 69D. Yeah, this ain't looking like 69 proof here. Was it 69? Yep, 69 proof right here. It ain't looking like one of them, is it? Ain't looking like one of those. It's a 69, but it ain't no proof. How we doing? But yeah, I will. As much as I'd like it to turn into a prolonged, drawn out affair tonight. We got a lot of shit going on real early in the morning, but I still wanted to get on. So. What the hell is going on? Nah. Wasn't even worth one of the scammy specs, huh? With gratitude. I really need to take some time and smell the roses and take a gander on it. Damn, this one's like real rim. What the hell is going on here? Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, I just come across one of my older hoards of foreign coins that my daughter had on ice for me. And they were still in the sock that I had them in years ago. So, yep, just a piece of the puzzle. Yeah, it's really problematic right now just to keep trying to X-ray spec scope up for like double die stuff. We found a decent amount of them yesterday. Some triples, I swear. Some weird stuff. So these all get going through again, but fun doing them with the Knicks. It's just an old greaser or something. Oh wow, that one's just back to back with it. The toner. Just starting to get the feel, a little bit of feel with the dimes, because this is like our first box that we're gonna actually complete on here. It's like prior to that was the pennies, first time we ever did them. So like I told y'all, don't be discouraged to go through your coins again and again. That's like one of the best things you can do. Stay thorough and consistent, and vet them pretty as well as scam, because you're gonna find things that you didn't find the first time around. And marsupial sunbat and the baby. My favorite coin. That's my favorite quarter when we're hunting. Every single one I get a hold of, it gets locked down. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little. I know I ain't got a super, but I'm a small part. Damn near. It's not super crazy, but I'm just gonna put it off to the side. Almost. Wow, that might be pumping too, huh? Trying to pump it up. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna put them off to the side, so like when we can do comparisons like we did yesterday, so you can see how big it gets when it happens. Oh, don't get all hot and bothered. I'll show you here in a minute. Dimes be acting weird. All right, you right here. This is we're going through quarters. Right there, man. I got legions on standby, ready to come after steamroll anybody. Wave after wave. I send them. Full send. They fly. They know how to define gravity. You sleep upside down. You can't. Hey, you gotta learn to behave and believe. Otherwise, the bats and the babies and birds and the bees will. Yes, straight. This is my favorite quarter in the whole wide world right here. The marsupial sunbat and the baby. That's what I call it. I know it. Whatever. You can say what you want, but that's my favorite coin. You asked. You got it. That's my favorite quarter, at least. Like, that's pretty much my favorite coin, honestly. Like, I'm not. There is no play in a process elimination or pecking order with that, so. I do have a second favorite coin. It's the last coin. It's the last one that was made in the woman program. The tennis champion with the tennis racket. For some odd reason, the tennis rackets just are appealing to me. So, by the way, guys, we're doing what we did yesterday, rotating, We're gonna 1-1, 1-1. Any 2024s, it don't matter. Philly or Denver, you gonna keep them. Very low mint run for that year, compared to the average mint run for Phillies and Denvers. It was almost 400 million a year on that year, 2024. It was under 40 million between both of them. That is not a lot. It's not even a drop in the bucket. I take what shit's bigger than that. So keep all your 24s. If you have it in you. Yeah, the quarters. Yeah, when we do quarters, that's what it's called, bat hunting. We're looking for marsupial sun bats, and was trying to save manatees. Ooh. That's what we do here. Oh, we get real epic finds in the quarters. It just doesn't stop. Very epic. Yeah, we just hit our record. We mismatched our record for most West Points found in a hunt. And that's 4. We've done that twice now. And what's crazy is, only reason we know it's 4 is because we always go through the coins again after, whether they're on here now. But when I go do the hunt officially, things inadvertently get tossed in there. It wasn't the first time, ain't the last time. But when I found this West Point that time, we already had 3, so that would have been 4. But what's crazy about it, I'll show you. It might not be anything, but I've never seen it before, so I'll show you. Yeah, actually, what's funny is when one of my mods was turning me on to a decent deal, like to get some of them, we end up yanking one during the hunt. And God, oh yeah, that's the leader of my legion. This is the battle standard of the channel, though. Napoleon's grandson is Emperor of France. Yeah, we yanked that doing Kennedy's. That motherfucker healthy. But yeah, a lot of people don't know much about any of that. I only know really about the little bit of quarters that they did for those 2 years. A lot of people don't know much about it, but I didn't know anything about it. Like I was telling somebody before, I had somebody in real life before I was even doing coins on the channel telling me that the San Antonio Missions quarter were West Point quarters. Now, I didn't even know what a West Point quarter was, so you want to know what? I was like, okay. And he was getting all hot and bothered because I was spending some San Antonio Missions. And it was just some normal change. Well, he went crazy. No, Napoleon's grandson. That's what I meant. It's Napoleon's grandson. That's what I meant, bro. That's who that is. When he was Emperor of France. They can't make it up. He was. Third of his name. King of the ice cream and king of the cannons. Napoleon's grandson was Emperor of France, big guy. Ain't no getting around that shit. Yeah, I know what I said. Hey, you had to help correct me there. Human trial and error. Thank you. I hope it was funny. Somebody's got to be comical. I'd rather have everybody laughing and smiling than whatever the fuck he did. What's he on the coin for? What's he doing? Was he still Hey, I'm taking it back then. He was the one who was setting. He was the one in charge of setting the world's hair on fire, huh? Enlighten us. I'm going to tell you. I couldn't tell you exactly, so I'm not going to sit here and count it up. Well, either way, if somebody's your namesake, that's your legacy going on. The prodigy. There's a lot of people ain't got. Hey, that happens a lot, man. That happens a lot more than people realize. Yeah, well, I knew that. It says it right on it. It just I never went to go look the thing up. It was looked up for me, and I was like, because when it was an ender on a roll of fucking Kennedys, and it was hilarious because I thought when I was glancing at it at first, because I didn't just go, you know, I didn't let impulse control and restraint elude me. But I assumed when I was glancing at that it was the coin to get me to the final boss in the back, you know, all the way in the back, get me through that door at Chuck E. Cheese's to go face the final boss. That's what I thought. So, you know, honestly, to yank this, because what we like to do on here is look for stuff that's exclusively not intended for circulation. Well, this ain't U.S., so it was totally on there. But you know, we're going through U.S. coins, so I'm happy because it's a history. It's about history. Like that's awesome. Like that's something I never entertained. So never entertained. So I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, we find all sorts of stuff, but I guess you know. Oh, of course. Well, no shit, man. That's why Pride Before the Fall. Ooh, look at that 86. 40-year-old coin, Black Beauty. Oh, I know this one doesn't want to be born again like the water lepers. He likes it the way he is. He likes his camo. That's why I be telling people, don't be going crazy. Like, we found a nickel that was a 41 proof looking like this the other day. Mom was like, how do you know that's a proof? You got them. It don't matter. Just because that lesser goes, don't be judging books by them covers. Okay. It's funny you bring up the German Empire, you know. I think they did better than Hitler did. I think they did better than Hitler did, thank you. Yeah, and it seems like anybody that was got fucking X'd out. Bye, bye, bye. Here, let's just be happy he's on there, and we ain't got somebody like Kami Trike. It's bad enough what's going on. You're looking a little plump. A little plumper. Plumper. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to say, that one's totally making the grade. Especially you do a little bit of comparison, you can see. Either or, though. Oh, I forgot to pull those damn things out. I got to pull them out. Free promo. Thanks for the train. Thanks for helping the train. It sounds like you need a doctor. Oops. Don't be scared. Everybody was trying to run. That's not what it is. You don't want to get it for impersonating. What did you do? Come out of the conclaves? Oh, yeah. We totally have to take a good day into this. Shit, am I absolutely, you know, I'll be trying to get there like that. I don't have to put it out the side of it. Well, yeah, you don't want to keep trying to do that. You don't want to slide down that slippery slope. It's already was one of them things. Some people just can't do it. Others, they don't even think about it. No conscience. Autopilot. Like butterfly wings. Ooh. Yeah, you look like you're a little stuck in the slump. It's okay, though. I don't mind. I don't discriminate. The thing is, what are you going to do about it, though? Like, sometimes you just got to stand up and be somebody. That Oski trying to look like it. It's trying to get there. It looks like it just worn out on the edges, though. 60 side done to them. Not a proof, but it's a little worn and drug around the edges. It's trying to stand there and reach strong and weather the storm. Oh, 67 now. Sorry, no tortilla. Oh. Shining and blind at the same time. I had to put that one up this side. Look at something now. God, there's a lot of healthy dimes in here. Lord. These guys hit the ground running and didn't look back. But no, after I'm done with this, I'm going to show you two dimes that we yanked yesterday, and we didn't see it. Well, you know, when I was looking for them, hiding in the walls, I spotted these ones trying to act like they were caught in the rut. Pretty decent too. Just a little simple stuff, but one of them was like, I wasn't expecting it. I was preferably see it on a celly ride, but I was like, okay, whatever you do. Wow, I don't know what happened to you, but you look like you've been through it. Oh, sheesh. Oh, yeah. Don't know exactly what happened there, but I'm liking it. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll cross that bridge when we have to. No doubt about it. We'll cross that bridge when we have to. It's the first dime I come right looking like this, but it'll be all right. Put some ice on it, cool down. Hell yeah. God, that's looking like a fucking gobstopper. Oh yeah, that's a chunky monkey. He couldn't help himself, like a dog with two bones. He just couldn't help himself. Oh yeah. He ain't going nowhere. Oh. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, we like that double die. Yeah. He's like a champion absent Wheaties over here. Look at him all plump. To put you off there too. See what's up with you. All right, check this out, guys. I'll show it to you like on here, and then I'll like. This one just got like a die crack, die gouge, and with both of these, the air's on the back, and that tends to happen. Show you under the mic. I don't know if you guys can see it. You guys really probably can't see it. You probably can't see, but I'll show it to you. It goes all the way across. I'll fucking flop it down under X-ray specs for y'all. It's a little sucky with the light. It's a little hard to see it, but like I said, maybe I can yeah, that light does no justice. Now I can't even control it. I don't know if you guys can see it right here. Goes all the way through. Let me see if this will help. I'm not no guarantee, but maybe you guys can see it a little bit with this. Can you see it now? It's totally not post-mintage, I'll tell you that. That's something that happened while it was being made, but it's hard to see like that, though. You can't really see it like that. It's just maybe. It's not that big of a deal, but it's enough to certify it being an error. And finding it's a little bit epic with Shell. So yeah, right here to here to here to there. Just complete missing. Because if you look like your standard dime, you ain't got none of that going on. So it's like if you've seen the, you know, one thing is about is like copy machine. You start going over coins over and over and over and over again. Well, like I said, it gets to the point where it's engraved in your brain and it's second nature. So when you look at your average coin, you know, you're going to notice there ain't none of that there. So when you start seeing abrasions and incisions, especially you could tell sometimes if it's not post-mintage. This ain't. I'll roll the bones on it. I think it's decent. I know the light don't do no justice with that son bitch, but if you guys want to see a clear form of it, you can go on the community page. It's posted on there. And then number 2 is this dime. Now, I think the light might actually be a little justice with this. If you notice, I got on there, you know, fire ghost air. Well, you know, I don't know if you guys ever looked for Sally Ride airs. They got a thing called the Ghost Comet, and it tends to happen in other coins, but try to give you a prime. That's the front. We're not looking at the front yet again. The torch, yeah, you really can't see it. Not on here with that. Yeah, it's way too hard to see, but there's a shadowing of the fire in the background. And it's mirroring, which is actually a really unique air that they like, that a lot of collectors like. It's hard to see. Yeah, I don't know if I could even get the light right to where you could see it. Like I said, on the post, you can see it easily. It's a little hard trying to show certain things when it comes to that on here. It's nothing like, you know, one of the standard errors I would show you, like with the nickels and stuff, you know, like a cut, you know, one that cuts it off or anything like that. But this ain't if it's an error, I don't know, but it'll be certified. But this is a really unique quarter that I yanked, and I plan on getting it graded because it's in immaculate condition. It's pretty much as uncirculated. Like I said, I think it's an error of sorts. It might be missing a clad. It might have an extra clad. Wow, really? Well, we're busy here. Yeah, we're busy here, man. You gotta go. We're gonna stay here because we don't deal with that. But this is one. This is one I wanted to show you. It's probably a little better if I show it to you like this. Whoops, my bad. But, you know, your average quarter don't look like this. You know, you guys know what an average quarter looks like. I could grab one to, you know, illustrate a little bit, but, like, I've never come across one like this. We know what proofs and strikes, business strikes look like, but this is not what they look like, so. But it's really unique in its own way. So, I plan on getting it graded with a few other ones that we all found together, so we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. There's no getting around it. I like it. I think it's really unique. I've never seen anything like it before. I think it might be a clad or toning error. Extra clad. You just never know. It could have done something that we just don't know about. But like I said, if there's one, there's two. There's two. It's got to be somewhere. The thing is, I can't find anything roughly like that. I mean, there might be. It might. Who knows? We'll figure it out. You know, one thing that was cool about yesterday is, you know, the day before yesterday, we got that dark 41 proof with the nickel. Well, yesterday we set the bar even higher. We got a 39 proof. That was epic, guys. That was really epic. So let's see if we can test the fabrics of human nature. Just like I got a real nice old ski double die. Oh, what was there? I like the old skis. No, come on. God, that was almost looking like a Warnick for 59. We like our 59s. 59 Denver, decent. Yeah, we like our old skis. 75, huh? He's looking a little hot and bothered. I like the way he's all conditioned. Yeah, we're not going to find any... unfortunately, I would love to find a couple proofs. Proofs or business strikes of nickels like these. But if we find any proofs or business strikes, they're not going to look like that. They're going to look rough. But that's okay. That doesn't stop it from it being exactly what it is. Little D, huh? Oh. Don't get sent up the river. 90. 90 Philly. 5. Whoops. Yeah. As close as I guess mint can be. There's no such thing as a perfect coin, but I understand what you're saying. That's an 82 little P. These again. 6. Still no 24s, but that's okay. It happens. Like I said, they barely made a drop in the bucket for the circulation strikes that year, so you know, a little under 10% of their average was almost 400 million. They think they did like 37, 38 million. That's not a lot between Philly and Denver for circulation strikes for 2024. So you got to take that in consideration. You're wondering, well, what's so special about 24? Well, just one of them years where Philly and Denver weren't able to carry their own water and nobody else did. San Francisco or Carson City, or none of them were going to step up. It was just something that happened, and that's how it was. Like a broken clock, at least right twice a day. But, you know, we've been through worse things in this existence we call our lives, so. In for a penny, in for a pound. Oh. Yeah, I gotta eventually find some kind of thing to use for these dimes because you just got no justice trying to use any other roll. Is fine. Dollars, 50-cent pieces, quarters, nickels, pennies. Looking like a crazy. Can't even get through them. That looks like a chunky monkey almost. God, he's worn out. 66 worn out. Little worn out, huh? Check him out. Graver's initials are pretty much gone. Wee's almost gone. What about the... Where you at? Ain't nothing all that special, but it's a little worn out like a doorknob. Everyone got a turn, I think, with that one. How we doing, everybody? How we doing? I guess it would be on here. Hmm. To me, looking a little chunky monkey on it. I'm not gonna hold my breath. I'm gonna put it off this side though. I have to look at him a little closer, but I'm gonna have to beefing that up. Is that a D? What we'd like to do is get a pair of the new ones. We need them for the book for all the 26s we get. Yeah, there's just some stuff from like from my collection. Like this ain't stuff that I pulled with y'all, but I use it to show people like what business and proof strikes should be looking like over your standard circulation ones. Some people don't know that, or they don't know the difference and would like to know. So I figured it's a good standpoint, a good stepping stone to it to show them what's up. But you also heard me too. Like most of the time when we find them, they're not going to look like that. They're going to look like this son of a bit, like these dirty sound guns, So, and if they do that, like I said, that doesn't change the difference of what they are. It's just you can't be judging books by their cover. And that's my biggest thing. That's like the thing I want to get out there, make sure that people don't look at a dirty coin or a messed up coin and count it out before they even give it a chance. That's just my thing. Because, coins are different. They're not alive or not, but that's not something you want to do with anything. I know that somebody wouldn't want to get counted out no matter what situation it was or left when it comes to anything. So she could always give something a chance and, step back and look at it retrospect 2020 hindsight for what it really is. Not what it's perceived to look like, but you need to find out what it really is to be. There's a big difference. A lot of people, they can't separate that. Not just with coins, just with brutal reality. It's so easy to go live in La La Land chasing Tweety Bird. But you can't ride the tiger forever. But some people just stick their head in the ground like an ostrich. No, I don't know. I don't even want to show them. Oh, no. Oh. To me, is that one chunky monkey? It's looking like a double die for sure, right? I don't know. I spotted. You want to compare it to this one? Totally. I'm thinking so. But what I think and what I know are two different things. I believe when it comes to certain things, I can't get 100% sure on it. But yeah, this one's one of them nice ones. Denver Duntadun 84. Save the manatees. Ooh. Yeah, they healthy. They fresher than a coat of wet paint. And they way older than me. These are from the 60s and 70s and 50s. Few 90s. Ooh, a toner. An oxidizer. Okay. Ain't broke, we're not fixing it. Okay. I'm telling you, last night we found a few, man. They looked like they were like triple. I mean, dude, no, it looked like somebody fucking like got a whole bunch of libels and gave them anthoplasty. I mean, everything just looks all ballooned up. What's going on? What's your malfunction? Oh, he's just all worn around the edges. Look at that, though. You see all that? Oh, he gotta get kept. Yeah, he's all hot and bothered about something. I think we're gonna have to figure it out eventually. Yeah, look at him. He's all... There's something going on with this guy. He looking prime true. Damn. Mint mark gone? Part of the year's gone? Okay. I like how you're trying to be very mischievous. I'll let you know this right now. I wasn't used to dimes, and it's like the one time we did a box like earlier in the year. I just remember it was like, man, no. And it was like we wasn't using a scope back then, so like it was easy to get through, get out. What do we got going on here? Uh-oh. Oh, maybe. Ooh. Oh, yeah, this one's trying to get all... I don't know what he wants to act like something crawled up in his ass and die, but you can't hide it. Even with a gas mask, we smell it on you. What you on? Oh, yeah, he's missing his rim, too. Like, around this thing, I was wondering what was going on. It's weird. Well, we found your malfunction. Either or. I like it. It's a nice little cone. I have to check it out, though, a little bit more. Vet it. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Or you got that, this is a nice little 2011 toner. Or you got the war silver. You know, the last 4 years after they made their circulation strike, they needed nickel so bad that they started dry gulching 35% of the nickel out of here and replacing it with 35% silver. Yeah, your wartime nicks. These are like 35% silver. We're not a silver collecting channel, but this is like history stuff. So we love finding this. And our last nickel hunt, that was by itself, we found, in the last 5 rolls, we found 2 of these. But these are really apt because, you know, they just have their own look because of the composition. And then on the back, above Monticello, you'll have initial for the beginning of the mint that they were minted out of. S for San Francisco, P for Philadelphia. There are D's. But, yeah, they're epic to come through because, you know, it's a big war thing. You know, like that's history. So, whoops, my bad. But like, yeah, we love getting that stuff. And the thing is, when I started doing nickels on here with y'all, I didn't even know war nickels existed, guys. And anybody who was on that day remembers what happened after somebody brought it up to me. Within 10 minutes of them telling me, we popped one. Ooh, another little greaser. Okay. No, you're not kidding though. A lot of people, you know, we don't specialize in the whole silver hunting thing because that's just being coy and simple and diluting ourselves. There's a lot more in life than silver, especially when it comes to coins. So, you know, especially when it was the composition back then, that's arbitrary. That stuff's made for in circulation. That was intended for circulation. What we like to find is, you know, the silver pieces that weren't intended for circulation. We'll show you a few. That looks like a chunker munker. Like I said, I gotta get something a little bit heavier, but this month, maybe not, but front bearman. It's an 86 too. I love the older ones. They really were fucking up a bit with them. No, because like with like the Kennedys, like the silver, you know, the normal composition was that back then, and then they quit, but it didn't stop them from making their proofs. You know, copper core clad, whatever. And then what happened? Then they had on the side, they had proofs that were silver, that was straight silver. And those were not intended for circulation. And their mint run proves it. And, you know, that's what, you know, when you're finding that type of stuff, oh, yeah, that's what's up. Because it's not intended for circulation. Finding a standard 64, though, the best thing you can hope for later on is like, look for them for errors, because like I said, we don't hunt for silver. We don't hunt our own kind. That would be like hunting vampires and werewolves. We can't do it. We find it. We, like I said, it ain't broke, we ain't fixing. We don't blow our nose to it, but it's not. Like I said, most of that stuff we find, like, you know, yesterday's, what was it? Yesterday's hunt or the morning. Yesterday morning, early in the morning. We found a mercury dime. That was like an old hit out of here. And that was cool. Because you're not expecting it. When you're not expecting it or not looking for it, it's really epic. And like I said, that little fucker. I think that's the last year they made them. I think. But yeah, that son of a bitch fell out. Yeah, I don't know who put a little circle in it, but the back ain't like that. The back's pretty healthy. But, you know, it's cool when you come across it. It's cool. You know, nobody can take it away from anybody on here. So, just like these. These are northern yaks. These are real buffaloes. This is what we found since we've been doing nickels on here. So, and then, like I said, those are the new ones. But we already have 2 in our book. So, that's why these guys are in here. But other than that, just like, let's get done with that thing. I'm going to show you a little something with some bicentennial quarters, because when it comes to bicentennials, guys, collectors really love that stuff. So if you got bicentennials that might have an error, oh, they're gonna go ape shit for that. Ape a toll on you. Peel your head back like a banana. Like anything. Like anything, man. There's more in the, like, you're trying to think outside the box. Like, yeah, it's whatever happens. Just like when we did our penny hunt, we found a dozen. I know that's some sort of like circular coin error that happens on there. Nothing special, but what's this 70? It's a Denver. You got to be slick with some of these. It's real tiny here. It'll be on the other side, right down here next to Monticello. And then there was some years where they didn't have a mint mark, but that, you know, it became common knowledge where they came from. If it wasn't, you know, there was no mint mark, you know where to look. Like this one. It's a 61 with no mint mark. That's a filled in P. I could show my, you know, what got me on errors was my very, very first error that I found, and it was a nickel. After this, I could pull it out and show you if you want. I would plan on getting it graded. I just thought it was really cool, and it just got me on the hunt, like starting to look for anything and everything. $58, nice. 58 Denver. Ooh, we got a little bit of a toner. Don't know what got him all going, but we'll calm him down. Ooh, what the hell is up with you? We're gonna have to figure out what's up with you, man. You're hugging the floor to hold on. That ain't good. Somebody hit him with Brillo Buzz, something. 20 Philly. 80 double fee. $14. Come on, 10 more years ahead. 99. Ooh, 49. Oh, I love when we get them old ones. No, they've been through a lot. Yeah, I like them 49s. $75 filled in D. No, it's not a filled in D. It looked like it from our angle. That's why a scope's always handy. There's more than a picture that meets the naked eye. A lot of die cracking and hobgoblin and Oshkosh, Magashhash. But nothing to get in a twist about. Wow. Why do these guys like to get caught in tar pits? Straight quagmires. That damn coin was trying to go Hamanatra on me. It said, come here, I'm gonna help you. What? Pull me into where you're at? Look at you, you look like stir-fried shit. Trying to find them, my little first, I got them somewhere. Oh, right here, guys. I'm gonna show you what got me on airs. Now, these you ain't gonna really worry about having to figure out what's up with them. You're gonna see. But this is my very first air I ever found in existence. The backside, you wouldn't be able to tell, and that's why I think it made it through circulation. But yeah, it's a compound air. But yeah, I'm going to flip it over, put on x-ray specs for you. Like I said, the back, you know, is pretty much like the mask. You think everything's cool. It's Jekyll and Hyde. There you go, boom. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. I knew for sure. I was like, yeah, that's not right. And I said, somebody didn't do that post-mint. There's no way. So that'll be like one of them that will be getting graded. But that was my very first air on the very first box of nickels that I did on here. So, like I said, it's nice. There's no speculating or arguing about it or any of that bullshit. There ain't a debate. It's an air. It's, you know, what happens when the machines don't like to fucking behave. But yeah, I like it. But that's what got me on. That's what got me going. We'll keep going a little bit, and I'll show you another one. But we gotta keep our mind at the task at hand. Absent negative thoughts with deadly purpose. But yeah, this ain't it. We want 24s though. We want them 24s. Oh, I gotta get them on my way. Don't want them to fly. But yeah, the 2 dimes we found yesterday, I post them to the page. You should check them out. Those are getting graded too. I think they're beyond prepared and ready to perform. Some things focus under pressure, some things fold. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. These 89s, man, I don't know why they always be trying to get... Oh, it's just a little worn out. I don't think it's got anything special. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Maybe a little bit. I'm not going to sit here and give him the thumbs up. I'm not. I'm going to let him sweat in his boots. $85. $86. Ooh. Yeah, we got one right here, though. We got a gob stomper right here, I think. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No fuss, no muss. Oh, yeah. He's making more noise than a Chinese general with fucking medals. Yeah, we like that 86 Philly. Hey, must be the fillet. Oh, sheesh. This is another double. What is this? 87. Ooh, somebody's going to the boom boom room. He ain't all oxless noxless, but there's a little bit going on. You got to remember, sometimes it could be the front double die or just one on one side. Sometimes it's not. Or if you got like a die clash, you'll see like the back trying to come through the front. Sometimes vice versa. But there's endless amount of different things that could happen with airs. That's why airs are, I feel, for coins are like the bread and butter. Ultimately, because the sky's the limit and they go past that. When it comes to everything else, it's pretty simple-minded and straightforward. So, either or. We'll figure. Like I said, I think I'm going to have to get another... What the hell's that? Wow. You ever had anybody just sit next to you and they're like telling you, and then they go, "Oh, you know what? I think it's smart to try to call you. You know, I know exactly what you're doing. I think I want to call you. I'm bored with life. I want to see how fucking pissed off I can get you or something. You know, like weird stuff. Like wanting a new challenge and the wrong challenge at that. You know, in for a penny, in for a pound. Nah, that one's straight. It looked like he got a little chip, but that's post mint. I'm willing to bet vital parts of my anatomy on it. Yeah. He ain't got the makings of a varsity athlete, but he still played for the Denver Duntadunts. That's why he got that D. I'm telling you, sometimes I go gun ho on these son of bitches. I don't know what you guys would say, but like I said, a lot of these you gotta look at it a little bit closer with something else, something I am not equipped with right now. So put a lot of these out the side, but some of them you can totally tell, big time. Just don't want to glance. Oops, you got a jumper. But yeah, I'm hoping, there ain't many rolls of the dimes left, but I was hoping that we got a proof, something. But yeah, what's cool about these is almost like with pennies. Pennies take almost 5 minutes a roll if you're really like looking at them decent because there's 50 pennies in there, and you don't realize that until you do them the first time around. You're like, why does he take? Like one box lasted 4 or 5 different segments. It was nuts. AAP. Damn, that one had. What's going on with you? Too many hits of McKillicuddy's, huh? You're a little green around the gills, I can see. You'll be all right. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, guys, let's check this out. See what's going on. I'm thinking we. I said some of these you gotta look at a little bit closer, but like I said, I can't give you a yes or no. Like I said, the last thing I'll do is some misinformation. Now this one is looking really plump and shit. Large and in charge. Oh yeah, that's a nice little comparison too. If you were trying to critique, just trying to figure it off, like I'm just trying to get a good reference. Try to pull a standard one up out of here because this one I'm about to flip at you. This one's it's one of them ones. Trying to get like a decent one. Maybe hopefully that one. There we go. This should be it. Watch, I just pulled that book. You're looking for like that etching and the shadowing and the little bit of lines you would see in them, and just how much more they fill up the void. There's just certain characteristics that start to it's almost like moon face, like I said, too much damn anthroplasty. The front's not looking super hot and bothered, but that W is. That N is. So it was on the forbidden path. It was supposed to be what it became to be. Even though in its mind it never trained to become what it really wanted. It still had to go there. Like this one. Pull this one up. You see how that one's like all glazed out? Like it's got an extra glaze over. Maybe the middle's not as fat, but you see that? Maybe it's a little worn. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Look at it. I'd rather need it, not have it. Here. God, it's missing its edge too. Well, it's got its rivets, but maybe that's just from natural wear. It's missing it though. Can't make no pizza pie with that shit. But you know, if a coin looks out of whack for you, this looks completely out of place, just keep it. It's probably the best thing that you do. Now, I don't know what these guys got going on, but those are pretty dinkalink. Maybe that was standard. Maybe their planchets were still strong and not worn out, but it's a 66. We've seen thick ones with the 66. Oh, shit. Now that's a nice one. See, some of them you can just spot. And then, like, some of them, you know, it's like you don't, you know. But this is one of them gobstompers right here. That's why I said, ooh. Look, we're going to keep it on that side. We're going to keep this, the last one we just found, right there with it. But look, we'll flip it. On this one, it's with the back. This one, it's both sides. I feel like. You can just see it's almost like it's on steroids. You know, it's more plump. More pep in the step. You know? You can see the etching, how it was, you know, dubbed. Then when you flip, look at that sound bit. Like I said, I got ones that are bigger than this. I swear to God, they like triple her. Even down here, we're not mostly looking at this, but when you get them big gobstompers that make you feel oxless, noxless, the whole damn coin is just moon faced out. Even the one down, you see? Yeah, if that was Humpty Dumpty, you wouldn't want him to fall because he would be having that fall. Yeah, that's one of them big ones right there. Let's check it out next to it. Oh, it's a little bit of a toner down there. And not as much as you'd think. Probably not. $86 again. I'm sorry. Some of these, man, they just catch my eye. That 70 is pretty worn out. I like the old worn out ones too. I don't know why. They've been through oblivion. And it ain't about it being all. Wow, look at that. Back to back. 70, 71. I'm gonna have to sit next to its partner. Hell with it. 95. $89 Philly. Ooh, the oxidizer. Think it's a 97 Denver? We're going to keep it. We're going to put it in the endangered species list. Ooh. This is my first beautiful toner on this one. Nice. You know, it's funny from what I can tell is a lot of the certified toning airs are usually gold, purple, and blue. Greenish. Some of it could happen from, you know, it being exposed to something, air, or natural, you know, aura just it gracefully turning. But there's a magnitude of things that can make it happen. It could be missing a clad, extra clad. Somebody gave it too many hits of CLR. I don't know. You just never know. But they're beautiful. I know I've got some toners I'm going to be taking in, but they're missing layers of clad, and I know that. But I don't know exactly the extent, but I'll find out the extent. Liking that one too. For some odd reason, guys, I know it's not grease air, but I like dirty coins because, you know, before I knew it, I was finding grease airs. Those are real adaptive. All right. Here, I'm going to show you guys a set, another nickel air. And this one is a compound air. It's got more than one different thing going on in it too. And it makes it really unique in its own aspect. I'll put it on the X-ray specs for you. But what I like about this coin, other than being all mangled and being a full D, and being like almost like a double die, and that it's actually a die clash too. You've got certain parts of the coin etching through and coming through in different angles, trying to pull like that Blitzkrieg, which is pretty cool. You don't see enough, but enough to confirm it. Like I know it's not. I know I don't have deluded illusions of grandeur and glory, so. But like I said, it's everything in time will reveal itself. Find out exactly the magnitude of it, but like I said, it's pretty unique. Like to find, you know, messed up things, but I'm thinking it might be a double die too. But it's, like I said, it's got multiple things going on. So, yeah, that's just one of them ones. Make you froth and jitterbug from that venom. All right, let's see what we got here. Damn, I'm already pushing over an hour. Fuck, it's one. You got it right. I'm 20 more minutes. Now I got to go. I'm out of there. I'll be back on, though, later. If I had more time, believe me, I would just fucking say, fuck it, let's do a marathon. We like a freight train, abs and tracks anyways. But when you got responsibilities and obligations and provisions of labor. Ooh, save the manatees! We got our first proof, guys. What? Yee! 68, baby. And that fucker's healthy, too. What? Here we go. Ooh. Yeah. That's one of them beauties. I don't know if you've seen it a little rough or not, but got your S mint mark for San Francisco right there. It's a young 68. You better have a good alibi. It's going to be good alibi. Pretty healthy, though, all the way around. That's what I'm liking. That's what I'm liking. Pride and true. Our first proof for our first official, not intended for circulation. Oh, am I? No way. Don't tell me I did that on accident. Did I really think it was an S? Oh, it is. I thought at a glance at the guy, I thought it was a D. Oh, yeah, that's our first proof, guys. Save the manatees. Ooh. Yeah. That'll be going in the books, you know. Come on, we need one of them motherfucking 24s. Don't make us kick down the door and make it part of the floor. The strain might just be too much for you to bear. Mm-hmm. 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 That looked like it could have been a doe. That looked fat. That's another thing like you could do too. You could separate like your years and go through all the years, and when you see ones that just got bigger writing, just looking big, different, it's just a little bit. Ooh, we got ourselves a nice hair coming up, I believe. Yeah. Oh, damn. Yeah, I'm liking this sanding there. Oh, you can't tell from this. Like, this is one of my, some decent sanding hairs. I've never got a sanding hair like this, but you want to know what? You can never be too sure. I'm willing to roll the dice on it. But this is the type of stuff that does happen. Either stays down too long, it's going too quick when it's polishing the coin. This does happen. This is, a lot of people don't believe it, but it does. And I've got sanders in every denomination. That'd be nice if this is an official sander, guys. We're not 100%, but the thing is, the back part's showing that. That's one of the main characteristics I wanted to, on a lot of the sanding areas. Or this will be completely gone perfectly. But that's awesome. Now, I'm praying that this didn't happen. This wasn't post-mintage, but we're going to find out, guys. Like I said, coins like this, just don't toss. Don't write them off. Especially if you don't know 100% sure. If you don't try, you'll never know. Chances make champions. No risk, no reward. In for a penny, in for a pound. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm serious. You gotta, as much as you're like, get that damn disc out of here. That's what these things are in the beginning, discs. That's why they go into them planchets. You gotta look at that. And I'm not saying that it is, but I'm willing. I'm gonna roll the dice on it. Because a lot of times when you find, see, my big thing is this. I did a lot of recon with like the Mint and then the grading companies, finding ones that looked identical to some airs I found that were certified by a grading company and then sold at a private auction. So, between that and if you got a couple buddies that have been doing coins, longer than your inception of existence, then some of that could play factors. Some of that could be big factors there, Because that's what's crazy about errors. It is left to most people up for speculation and interpretation. Well, guess what? That's one new knowledge is power, and I'd rather, let you guys know what it is, not what I think it is. I'm hoping that I've just seen too many like that are certified as sanding errors. And I'm not talking going on eBay and this and that and looking at ones where the person has in the caption it as a question. Some people can't separate that. If somebody has that as their caption, they don't even know what the fuck it is. And that's why 9 times out of 10 it's not going to sell, okay? The next step you need to do is if you assume or you think or you know that you have an error, get that bitch to the grading. Ooh, another 53. Ooh. Ooh, I'm liking them oldies. Love them oldies. They're euphoric, nostalgic. But you get a hold of them. You send them to a grading company. The minute you get it back, you have your answer. You have your peace of mind. So after that, there's no haggle. There's no anticipation that's going to make you, keep licking your nagging wound that's causing a fevering brain. You don't, and that's what I'm getting at. Like, squash it in the wound while you can. But, like I told you, no risk, no reward. You have to try. If you don't try, you'll never know. You can't leave unless you come in. So we'll see what's going on with that. We found it on here. We're going to send it in and see what the fuck's going on with it. I like it. I like sanding theirs, but I've never had one where the whole thing was gone. I've got quarters and they don't even look like that. Just like guys, it happens. It's rare, but look, you're going through coins. Like I said, doubt is the true enemy. Time and patience is the true counter. Don't sit there and put yourself out. Be decisive about what you're doing, because think about it this way. Even if you believe, or even at the end, if you think that you're wrong or you find out you're wrong, the worst case scenario of that result is it's not what you perceived it to be. So no harm, no foul. No flag on the play, still first down. So that's all that's at stake. So think about that, before you just toss a coin because you're worried, especially personally. I know people that would never pick up coins, but around people, but when they're by themselves, they'll pick up coins in the street. I don't give a shit what anybody's around. If I see something on the ground, I'm gonna pick it up. Why am I worried about what the other person thinks of me? Especially if they can't come up to me and look me in my eyes and tell me how they feel. Like, that's a little, like, come on. I'm not saying he's special being a 70 Duntadont, but he's a little ragged and rimmed. Yeah, he's not doing so special back here, but up front he's trying to add to it. Yeah, what's crazy is we end up finding a couple 43, but I end up getting 244 proofs out of the son of a gun out of our last hunt. Yeah, 244 proofs. They were back to back too. Oh, they were back to back. How we doing, Opal? I'm sorry, don't take this the wrong way, but I don't even know who you're talking about. You can illustrate, but it seems like you are right now, so you can elaborate a little more. Somebody's making fun of you. Well, that's not something we do on here. I know that. Because I'm allergic to fucking bullshit. We got zero tolerance policy on here. I don't know what he must have been bored of life, like the fucking short con operators that come on here and can't even get it done right. Like earlier, we had somebody that conjured the courage, but he never screwed it to the post. This could be a standing error too, guys, but you just don't know. Like I said, I don't count any coin out. People, it's too easy to hop on a channel and start fucking with people. That is the easiest thing to do, but the most lowest thing and cowardliest thing to do. So, obviously he's a hollow vessel with no substance, static and poison to the ears and eyes. Wow, I don't know what's going on with this guy, but he's acting like he could be Pride and True. Yeah, he says he made the grade. Look at the little sanding. Look, it's sanded here, but the rim's here. How much you want to make a bet that's an error? Like I said, hey, faith, and you gotta, hey, you do some recon too. It'll help pull you in. But you never know. You don't know until you know, guys. I like that though. You got a rim. You got a little bit of a rim here, but the rest is just worn down. You got a lot of different things moving around here as the world turns. These are the days of our lives. These are the obstacles we must go through day by day. You notice how it's not the back. It's not the back. It's the front on this one. Remember the first error I showed you on the nickel? It was the front, not the back. You see how that works? Sometimes that's just how it goes. Well, he's going to have to start thinking before he acts, because otherwise he's not going to have too much. He ain't going to have nothing good to show for any of it. Like I said, that's this stuff that he's doing, like running out and doing that dumb shit. That's easy. If he ever grows a conscience, living with it's going to be the hard part. That's a nice 90 never done to that. Well, hopefully he grows the fuck up and starts learning how to behave. That's all. You know, that's the problem with this, with, you know, everything. If a lot more people learned how to behave, life would be a lot easier for them and everybody else. But, you know, you can't have the best of everything. Ooh, there we go. Oh, this one's stick. What do you guys think? Oh yeah, we can save some manatees with this one. We'll make it into a life raft. Preserver. Whoops. Let it do the double dutch. This is the thing, no matter where you go, you're always going to have somebody that's so bored with life and they think that they're cute and funny that's going to go around doing that goofy shit. What you got to remember is if somebody's going out of their way to waste their time that they can't get back doing that useless shit, you're doing something right. And you got to take it the right way. You can't let him get to you because that's what he wants to do. He wants to get the fucking rise out of you. Okay? You have to be flattered. That doesn't mean you have to thank them, but you should be flattered that somebody is wasting their time that they can never get back on little old you. That's the way I look at it because it's the truth. When you got people that bored with life, and they want to just sit on there throwing caution to the wind, what else is it? Wow. That's not good. That's not good. He better learn to behave before he gets sent to reform school and has to start reflecting on his damn actions. He's gonna fucking vegetate like a turnip absent garden and keeps it up. No, because people don't get away with that shit forever. I guarantee you're not the only one he's doing that to. I guarantee it. No, because the way that you're telling me about it, how nonchalant he is. You're not the only one he's doing it to. I guarantee it. He's making his bed. He'll have to lie in it. And you know what? He don't get a pass for thinking or being ignorant in his ways. You play, you pay. And karma's the worst way to have to get that going. Don't let them get y'all going. There's no reason to... Well, I think we got a nice little gobstomper. He's not worth it. You always got, it sounds like he loves baiting people. And the thing is, there's people that come out here thinking they were baiting me before, but they weren't. Why do you think I laugh when somebody, you're mad? No, I'm not mad. I just don't like bullshit. We're allergic to it. Got a die crack right here, it looks like. It looks like it's a doubler. I don't think you need them. I'm just saying, he doesn't need to be a wet stain and lump of hair.
He's already probably a couple of ways of notches away from that anyways by default. Well, he'll find out if he keeps fucking with you. I'm going to tell you this right now. I ain't got no sympathy for him. You fucking keep fucking around. You play stupid games. You win fucking stupid prizes. That's just about how the fucking cookie crumbles. And ain't no getting around it, so. There's no time for that dumb shit anymore. There was never. When you a kid, he ain't no kid, right? He grown? Hold on there. That's some drunk fucking like trying to climb down the steps and die and shit. I can't have him dying on my floor. Fuck all that. No, because last time this song gun was coming out, he fell down. He busted his shit and everything, like down all this stuff. I'm like, come on, dude. You gotta get a hold of your shit better. I said, even if you gotta fucking hug the floor to hold on, do it. Just be like Nike, just do it. Otherwise, you gotta go. Can't be. Oh, well then he's asking, he might be bored with life. He actually might be bored with life. That's why he's doing that shit. No, I'm serious. He might just be bored with life and want a new challenge. Mysteries abound. It doesn't surprise me, and I'm not laughing about it. I'm laughing at the matter per se. But it doesn't surprise me that this is still going on with people who are 50 years old. Because I don't know how old you are, and I never asked you, and it's bad manners. But I know you're not 50 fucking years old. So to hear that you have a 50-year-old doing this, and he's putting your shit, yeah, he's really bored. He's really bored. Yeah, you're damn near half his age. I'm telling you, maybe he just likes. You gotta remember, misery loves company. He might like getting that rise out of you because I don't know what else he would have to gain from it other than, the reprieves that that are on standby as contingencies. Because who does that? Oh, hey, only Denver Duntadunts, only spark plugs, only short count operators. Why is this one looking so weird to me? Guys, are you seeing that? This is a weird nickel. And I got a gun with no scope and it still hit little. For fucking like the hit off the nickel. Look at this though. What is like the deal? It's not flat, it's curved up. Like a penny. You see that? Oh shit. Is that common? I've never seen that before. No, it sticks out like a sore thumb. It should not be all curvatured like that. That's awesome. I'm liking that. That's not supposed to be, though. And I've noticed it's on the other side. Wow. Oh, yeah, I got to keep that. What? Ooh. Still no 24. It'll be all right, though. We've got 6 more rolls of dimes, and then we straight on nicks, but shit, we already in for a half hour longer than what we normally be, so at any time it can get cut off, guys. I just want you to know, so there is nobody feeling like I pulled the rug out from under them. Yeah, you half his age, and he's trying to bait you out and shit, trying to make you crash out or some shit. You gotta remember, there's a method to all that madness. You just don't know what it is. 2 in the heads, 1 in the bush. Don't ever bite the hand that feeds you, or the axe will make you long sleeve or short sleeve. You pick. Long run, you have no choice. No 24. No 24. Ooh. Somebody trying to use the knife as a sharpener. 84 pay. All right, guys. You want to know what we're going to do to close this up? We're going to do 5 more rolls of nickels. Keep the last 6 rolls of dimes for the next lot. No, because I was supposed to be off in an hour, and I always do this. No, because this is therapeutic to me, like doing this with everybody. I don't have it any other way. This is how I decompress. This is better than me chopping a tree, beating someone to oblivion, shit. Ew. 92. That's better. Good old Anchorage. How we doing? Let me clean your lot hat for you. How you doing, though? Nice. How you doing, big guy? How you doing? Hope you're staying warm. This is our third 57. This is our third 57. Nice and healthy. $79 P over D filled. Sounds good. You need to unwind anyways. Don't let that comedy tribe get to you. Whoever he is, he'll fade out. He'll fade out with deadly purpose with the sands of time. You got to remember, the wheel does turn. It might turn very slow, but it does turn. He will learn to behave, or guess what? Roll away, Saratoga effect. Like that 22. 22 shouldn't be looking like that. That's just looking a little too fat. Right? Next 22 we get, we're going to line them up. Line them up like Utah and the firing squad. Let me move these guys off the side. Yeah, because if it's something decent, it's got to get put in here. We got one that's going to be going in there. Yeah, go in the back. Yiskies. You have a good one. $42 no mint mark. Save the manatees. Ooh. 53 again. See why I'm getting all the old years? Ooh, hold on, guys. I think we got our second proof. Oh, you. Hold on, guys. Check this out. Here we go. This is our 53. This is our fourth 53 that we yanked tonight, guys. Save the manatees. Yay! Yeah. That's our second proof. More punch in a bowl of juice. That's a beautiful... Now, we're going to go backwards a little bit, guys, because if you noticed, the last couple lives, we got a 39 proof, a 41 proof, and now a 53 proof. Beautiful. This is a clean proof for pulling out of circulation. Very clean. Very, very clean. Not intended and never was made for circulation. This is what we like to get, guys. Ooh. Wah. Epic find. Nice one, guys. Nice one. Did I say 25 or 22? I said the next 22. We're going to pump out, see who's pound true. Yeah. Maybe that's normal for it, but I don't know. For those 22s, I just thought some of them looking a little... Damn it. Trying to elude capture. We got a jumper. What the hell's going on here? 81 little P. Oh. There we go. There's 22. We're going to put that off to the side. We're going to see how many 22s we can get until the end. Then we're going to go through them. We need 24s are guaranteed yankers. There's no question. Don't even use any energy to. Ooh, a 64 is a. Ooh, I was about to say no because it was starting to look like a little too shiny. Some of these they still got a spine, and you can just see it. Like just because it don't look the way it was looking right off the line, don't mean it ain't what it is. There's ways to secure that. Make sure. Man, they hit you with the Duntadont. We'll clean you up later. We'll get you through that morality car wash. The fuck? A 59. Come here, you. Oh, it's a Denver, but either way, we keep our old skis. 61 Denver? Yeah, we'll keep it 61 too. Up the river. $72 Denver. $21. $11. The Quartermaster's Revenge, $25. Told you 24s are like unicow rare. You're not going to be finding a lot of them. 85 Denver. $20 more minutes. I can spare with you. I'll break it off at 2. Damn. Yeah, that's why we go through them again, because that one might just be something. 88 Philly. Wow, this one was looking a little... I have to look at this a little bit. There's a... I thought I was seeing something. Sometimes... Oh, look, he's got the... Ain't that a little bit of a air? The whole nose ring thing? Maybe it ain't with the nickels. I don't know, but I'm going to keep them off to the side. Just never know. Ooh, little buffalo. Yeah, somebody collects all the little buffaloes. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Oh, yeah, sometimes they just don't want to behave. It'll be all right, though. They ain't going nowhere. Nothing gets in the way of progress. Toss that. Toss it. Okay, let's see what we got here, guys. Oh, you shizer. Damn, you like stir fried shit. Ooh. The toner. The Black Beauty. Okay. That's all right. Should have been off for 44 minutes ago, but I don't listen to time, even though we create. It don't wait for us. Doesn't stop it from messing with us, though. I'll tell you that. Not 124. Well, isn't that something? And what about it? Oh, really? Oh, we got another breeder, huh? I think maybe you should go in the corner and play with your ocarina and behave. Well, since you so don't mind, you gotta go. We're gonna play. We gotta deal with this. You gotta go. You stay there. Well, no, you have to. We don't deal with coyness. Like a fucking we rootin' stum. Coming on here thinking like you're cute. Last 15 minutes. You want to get up and try that one again? After you're done being in the corner and behaving? Because you did get put in timeout. I did see that did happen. So go play with the ocarina and behave. Go put some holes in the wall. Now that's, that's inevitable. You won't have people doing that. I'm just glad that I'm not one of those people who does it, because I don't know what you could have out of it that would be anything that would be reapful fruit, unless you're just miserable. And misery loves company, and it's all in your head, and you got a mind of mush from drinking all that zombie piss. Other than that, I don't know. I don't want to make sense of it. I'm not gonna make sense of it. I'm not letting them spread their vex to everybody on here that is behaving. That's just all there is to it. I'm not. No, because if I let that happen, I'm condoning their behavior, and I'm not. That's why there's always somebody on standby moderating. It don't matter if somebody pops in or out. There's always somebody with their finger on the pulse. For people like that don't know how to stand up and actually be somebody, but can hide behind that like a coward and mess with everyone. Cherry, hiya, hiya, cherry, hiya, hiya, cherry. What? You see those killer did you see that one ghost dime? The fire ghost dime I found? It almost reminds me of the ghost comment on Sally Ride. I posted on the page with another air I found. There, you can't see them too good under the damn microscope, but taking a picture with the camera from the microscope. Hiya, cherry? Hiya? Wah, 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 wah. You see what I'm saying, though, guys? I was just telling you, one mod just left out. There's always a mod with their finger on the pulse, and another mod just came in. So we're not dealing with none of that stuff. Because hey, it's okay if you barely got on or not. Hey, better late than never. But nobody's going to be letting anybody get away with that and do that to everybody else. It's not going down like that. No, because Opal came on here talking about how some older person is baiting the shit out of her. And she came on here and she was on fire. I was like, hey, don't let them person get to you like that. That person ain't got nothing going on but what they did, what they got going. Like, don't. Hey, that was happening since the beginning. You know that. I think it was last week somebody kept bringing up about how certain mods shouldn't be on if they're not here, and I said, hey, you can't be saying that. I said, because everybody got a life, and I said I said anybody who expects somebody to stop what they're doing and drop everything they're doing to get to it just because it might, I said that person's got some problems. I said, because that's uncalled for. You have a existence called life outside of this. This is just an outlet. Life is nothing but a series of distractions until we go anyways. So why the hell, like no. But I had to reinforce, logic. Like, time doesn't wait for any of us. I'm not going to be that person that's like that, because to me it wouldn't feel right and it wouldn't be right. So I don't do it. That's not what I do. Just like what those people come on here doing. You're not going to ever catch me going from channel to channel acting like I'm cute. Like it's a fucking, like, practice at the nightclub or some shit. I don't know. It's just not something that I've ever entertained, not going to, because it's unethical and it's deplorable. Anything and everything. Why is winter cold? I told her, I said, hey, don't let him be getting you like that. I said, step back, and I said, be flattered about it. You don't have to thank him, but be flattered about it. I said, look at it this way. I'd be flattered because this person's taken the time out of their life that they can never get back. To sit on here and worry about little old you. I said, think about that. I said, think about it that way. I said, don't let him rage you out and crash you into some tar pit. Don't do that. No, he's a designer. Sorry, storm's coming in. Just had a misconnection, but it was just a drip. Arctic, okay, cool. Welcome. From every corner of the world, as the world turns, these are the days of our lives. These are the obstacles we must go through day by day. We're all destined for great and unfortunate things. Remember that, guys. You can't have one without the other. Life and death, hot and cold, left and right, in and out, side to side. You can't have one without the other. And if you think so, then every day should be your birthday. And then you could eat your cake too. But other than that, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. You're absolutely right there, Cherry. Hiya! Whoops. We got a jumper. We'll get him later. Sorry for everyone who just got on. Like I said, I'm going to push the last 8 minutes because I was only supposed to do an hour because I got to be up real early in the morning. I got a lot of crazy shit going on. But, you know how things get. Things get pretty eventful on here. We lose track of time. We'll see what happens here. Hey, maybe I'll just go hit you. Second win. Like, just steamroll. Yep. Welcome. Arctic Northern Province. I'm not going to lie, dude. You're the first one I've ever shot out from there. But, there's a first time for everything. So yeah, welcome to the channel, big guy. Oh, come on, you. We've been getting some nice old proofs lately. We've gotten 2 nice old proofs tonight. The last 2 days, we got a couple nice ones. They can keep it going. No 24 since 2 hunts ago. 2 hunts ago when we did a whole box, we got 2 dozen of them out of there, which was unbelievable. That was unbelievable. But since then, not one. Oh, 124. That's it. 1. And 1 is the loneliest number that you ever knew. We're looking for, anything that's new, anything that's, exclusively not intended for circulation, like proofs and strikes, business strikes, errors, stuff of that nature. We got 6 more minutes, guys. Let's finish this up strong. We're going to start grading coins, but, tonight we found this sanding error. I'm thinking it's a sanding error because we found plenty of sanders before, but like I said, I guess it's not an error until it gets certified, unless it's something we just tried and true and totally know. Like my very first nickel error I showed you guys. There's no getting around that. That's a guaranteed error. It might be, messed up, whatever you want to call it, but, this was my very first error ever. That right there was. And guess what? That was on our very first box, the very first nickel hunt on here. And that was earlier this year, and I remember that was my very first error. And this is going to be getting great. And what I like about this one is the back is perfect. And I think that's why I made it through circulation. But either or. That's epic air. Ain't no getting around it. That did not happen post-mintage. Really? Somebody else wanting to be cute? You're sliding down the sewer, buddy. You just gotta go. Nobody wants that garbage around here. You don't demand stuff out of people on here. You don't do it. How about you go take a look in the mirror and tell yourself what to do? Yeah, he got it. He went down that slimy ass fucking sewer. That's what slithery little snakes do. He wants to keep he wants to keep rubbing one out with a cheese grater. Let him be my guest. It ain't happening on here. Like I said, people think they're real cute and comical, and they're not. Strikes, proofs, errors. We like to look for stuff exclusively not intended for circulation, but, just anything new popping in or out, but anything you get a hold of. Whatever floats the boat. Oh, that must be screwed. No. If you want to label Pacific, whatever. I'm sorry, tongue twister for me right now. Exclusively, we like to look for stuff that's not intended for circulation. And we have found a few tonight. Some older proofs from the nickels. But you know, airs are inevitable. We'll find some decent one of those. So you know, well we like it all. Yep, we got a couple nice old ones earlier. And then, you know, the last couple hunts prior to that, we were really hitting it hard. We ended up getting a 39 and then a 41. And then tonight, yeah, we pretty much are done after this one, so we can go through a couple coins, show what we got going. Show you the ones. Yeah, we hit 2 tonight. Check the community page, though, Cherry, for my post, because the night before this, I found 2 dime airs, and I posted them on there. You'll love them. One reminds me of the Sally Ride Ghost Comet thing. But here, yeah, we're going to have to shut her down at this point. It's not that we're out of ammunition. We'd never be out of ammunition here. Time waits for nobody, and this is one out of 2 of our beautiful proofs that we got. This 53 right here. Immaculate condition, especially for being in circulation. Because when this stuff's made, it looks like this, guys. And it's not intended for circulation. It's mostly made for, you know, exclusively for like collecting and, you know, gifts and stuff like that. But like, it makes its way down the gully. And this is one of them beautiful ones. Compared to like the 41 and the 39 we got a few days ago. Yeah, this is one of them gob stompers that makes you feel oxless noxless. It's nice and clean and proud and true. It ain't got a lot of wear. Yeah, it's missing its mirror cameo, but guess what? 2 in the heads, 1 in the bush. It's still, it's not worn out. It's just missing its luster. But that one's got going to booksies. And then what's our other one that we grabbed over here? I believe it was another older one. It's not super old, but I think around there. Not that one. Whoops, where is it at? No. It's got to be one of these guys around here. I don't know the jumper or what, but oh, that's an 81p. Might be over here, might be over there. Who knows? Thought I had. Yeah. No, I think I might have it over here. My bad. I'm not gonna lie. Coins be out everywhere, bumping around. Maybe I left it up there. It's got somewhere around here. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I'll find it. I think it was a 68 or something. Yeah, it was a 68 or 69, I think. We'll find her, though. We found some double dies. What's this? What do we got here? Yep, here it is. 68. 68 right here, guys. Found it. I told you I'd find the little fucker. He tried to get out. I don't know. That's something that is irrelevant. Like, that's something that that's one of the essence of this, that has nothing to do with this. Because we created the concept of money. This ain't real currency. This ain't real currency at all. Real currency is credibility, reputation, and leverage. So let's just get that down pat right now, because that's a fact from the Falcons. Just like a broken clock, at least right twice a day. So, you know, we can play Deluded Illusions of Grandeur and Glory, but this ain't smoke and mirrors. So, it don't matter. That's arbitrary, you know. You want to talk about that, you might as well go, you know, start mining diamonds in Angola, or the new 88 metric tons of gold they found out there. But we're not really worried about any of that, because it's a formality, and it's really arbitrary, because any true coin enthusiast, when it comes to any type of coin, that wouldn't mean anything. Just like you would love every coin, from the penny all the way to the dollar, this and that. But you know what? Yeah, the farm, right? Because that's what it sounds like you're getting up to. You want to buy the farm, huh? Yeah, exactly. The anticipation, the suspense, the glory, the action. Like, you know, Like if hey, I'm gonna tell you this right now. You might as well just said, hey, are you hunting silver? Like the beginning of this year when I had 8,952 million people always saying that, and it was like this ain't a silver hunting channel. Yeah, it comes with the territory, but if you want to find something that's nice, that's silver, find something that we're looking for. You know, something that's not intended for circulation because the normal composition of certain coins were silver. So when you find something old, like, a few days back when we found the Mercury dime, going through the dimes, okay? So what? It's the composition of the coin back then. This was intended for circulation. It's not a strike, so it was intended for circulation. It's more history than anything, just like the war nickels, you know? It's epic that they had to start dry gulching nickel and replaced it with 35% silver and put these little bastards out. The whole epic thing that they had to do that at the war, the end of the last 4 years of the war. So that's what's cool about it. That's not the when you're looking at other coins and just going through them. Everything else is just so dull and bland and. We're not like that, If we just stuck on one singular thing, we would be diluting ourselves. That's not what we do on here. We try to expand the mind, but when we're going for 50 cent pieces, people always want to go, oh, you're looking for something. No, it happens. We find it. We're not looking for it. The silver that we would be looking for would be like your proof and clad strikes, silver strikes, because your average ones, they're copper. They got copper core in there, nickel, magnesium. You can see the red. You want to find something that's silver and not and is an NIFC? Find one of these. Because this commands presence. Hell with it being so. The thing is, they made a little under 490,000 of these. And for 2011 was a real rare year. But you see the difference? This is not intended for circulation and was not ever intended for circulation when it was minted. So that's the big difference between, proofs of this. And there's 2011 proofs like this, but there's millions of them made with the copper. There's not millions of them made for, for this year. That just like our first one that was like it was the form of a business strike. And these are even rarer than, your average run, because your average run was hundreds of millions. So, that's what we're looking for. But what we like to get is just exclusively stuff not intended for circulation. So everything that we're showing you on here is stuff that we have found during hunts on here that's not intended for circulation. And when it comes to like Kennedy's, it doesn't become problematic because they have certain years that even the standard ones, your Phillies and Denvers, are NIFCs. You got I think the 87 all the way through, but then you got from 02 to 2020. All through there, all those are not intended for circulation and command decent respect and presence, especially for collectors. And along with being an NIFC, very low mint run. Not tens of millions or hundreds of millions. If you're lucky, a few million. If you're lucky with certain ones, under a million, under a $500,000. This was for, the reason I remember is because it's our first proof silver clad strike. 487,000 and some change of these were made of this very coin. So there's not many of these around. Not at all, but we found one in circulation change. And that's the essence of what we do. But, when you find stuff like this, you got to love it. The bicentennial ones. Because you know how rare that is? Like to find a bicentennial strike or whatever. It's that's epic. But here, guys, I have a gobstomper for you. We are going to start picking coins that are going to be getting graded. It doesn't matter. Hey, everyone's got a voice. You have a right to that, okay? But check this out. Hey, whether you guys can tell me what's going on or not, I'm just looking for some other insight. I do this every night a little bit because it worries me. No, because I know it's an error of some sort. I know it is. I'm going to show you the bicentennial quarter, okay? I'm going to show you 3 different types of it. A standard strike, a proof, and then a wild card. All of these have been yanked on here with y'all. You guys tell me I'll let you guys take a little gander. But you see what I'm talking about here? Now, anybody who knows what's going on, this is your standard circulation strike. This is your proof. And then this is the wild card. And like I said, I wanted to, in my mind when it happened months and months and months back, I was wanting to claim it as a business strike, and I couldn't because I just can't. You can't make up things. So I started looking at it a little more, and it is an error, but I just don't know what's going on with it. I don't know if it's got an extra big clad on it. I think it's a compound error too. I think it's got 2 or more errors going on, but won't know until it gets sent in. But yeah, I mean, the clad that's on there is not even a business strike clad either. Like, I lined it up with the clads because we clap proofs and business strikes from all different eras of the quarter, especially the new ones. And I'll tell you this right now. You line them up with any of this, and just you're not having it. And they didn't make business strikes specifically for bicentennials, so it's not one. And it's not a proof, we know that. And another thing I can tell you, they all three weigh different. And I know that could be a formality because I know there's a standard average that it can weigh in between to make sure that it goes through. But, you know, you can't make this shit up, guys, and it's weird. I'll let you guys see the backs. But you see what's going on? You see what I'm talking about? That's why when you look at it, you would assume if you knew what business strikes like what it is. But this one right here, man, I'm telling you, this one's got me that one's got me all hot and bothered. Shit. I'm serious. But that's the thing. I would just like people to speculate or tell me what they think, because it is going in to get graded. It is. It's one thing that I can tell you without any of the mumbo jumbo or anything else that's going on with it. It's a double die. So you put that in your pipe and smoke it. You can mix it up, marinate like stew. I don't care. You can vegetate like a turnip absent garden. There's no getting around the fact of what's going on right here with these coins. What is to be seen is exactly what's going on, but we will find out. Everything in time will reveal itself. I know it's a bicentennials too. Why I'm making such a big deal about this, even if it ain't nothing, even if I'm making a mountain out of a molehill, which I feel like I'm not, but we will find out. We will find out. Oh, we're gonna. Collectors love the bicentennial shit. They love the stuff that's bound with history. And God forbid if you got something like that, and say, then you can really get like the mover of mountains, and maybe you can go out and be somebody. Maybe you could start being the person that they put in charge and setting the world's hair on fire. Maybe they'll just put you in charge of making the new knife that'll cut through water. And then you can go find Aquaman. Either way, though, I could never get this around. I could never let this elude my mind. It's engraved in my brain, and it's like I can't shake it. I even if it can't look. I had somebody last week tell me it's fake. I'm like, I'm glad at least you said something, but like, look, if this coin came back and they said it said under standard circulation strike, then so be it. So be it. There's nothing I can do about it, but we're not going to know what's going to happen. I just know that there wasn't business strikes made for this, and it couldn't be. And if there was, it would be an S. It's not an S. So that's another thing too. And like I said, San Francisco, most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, minted all your business strikes and their proofs. But there was a few years aside for certain denominations where Philly and Denver had to pick up the water because they were too busy out pissing on a redwood and shaking hands with, whoever they want. Some other nice ones that I want to get done is, one night we had a beautiful epic night with a box of dollar coins. And man, we broke necks and backs. We were ripping the concrete up with our feet. We got over 150 NIFCs, and we got about 25 proofs, 1 business strike, and then when it came to Susan B. Anthony's, two beautiful, immaculate proofs. A 78, and I think I got an 81. But we yanked them all together in one hit. But yeah, beautiful. Some people forget about these. They didn't catch on when they started making them. So they skipped them for a bit. A lot of people didn't get hip to them, but for collectors and stuff, because you got the standard ones. Well, there's a lot of different airs. You got your wide rim and your thin rim airs, and they came in all different strikes. So like even for the proofs, they did it. It happened. You know, it was just one of those things you couldn't get away from. Some other stuff that scares me though. That this is not what scares me. What the other little stuff that weirds me out though is like I brought this up before. This one. I'm sorry. I have a feeling this is not a standard coiner, but this was one of the biggest first gobstoppers that I yanked on here, and yeah, like that, to me, this coin's very special, and it's gonna get graded, and we're gonna find out what's going on with it. But this one didn't fall down the commie trap. It didn't get too many hits of CLR. This was all at the mint, and it's beautiful. If it's a toner or it's a it did it perfect. I don't know. Now, believe me, my mind's like a vortex, so I think of all possibilities. I do know that there are people out there that are so bored with life, they actually will clad coins and throw them in circulation just to fuck with people. I'm not an idiot. I know this. But we've never graded coins before, and I never have. I've got one graded coin, and it was gifted to me as like a token of good faith or some shit years ago or some stuff. And it's an Eisenhower. I showed it to y'all before. There's nothing that super. I mean, it's all I have. But like I said, we're going to be grading some coins. And some of these coins I'm showing you are going to be the ones that are going to be going in. Because if they certify it, there is no more haggling about it. I've got some 44 proofs from the penny hunt that are going to be going in. Because we caught two out of 12 wheat pennies. But yeah, guys, take a gander, because if you guys can see anything about this, let me know. But don't leave no goofy comments. Actually leave something with substance, because this is the beast. That one's the beast, I'm telling you. And maybe the other ones are. Maybe there's something there I don't see. Like a snake could jump up and bite you. Be a dead guy. But yeah, that son bitch is healthy. Oh yeah, that drummer boy been drumming a Hummer. And it's a doubler. It's a double die. The other ones ain't. But check this out, guys. This is what getting me. Here. These are from, yeah. These are from our, these are all our wheat pennies and stuff from the penny hunt. Got a 51. Yeah, I noticed when I was reading a lot of the stuff from those private auctions, it seems like most of their graded coins that are going have a goldish or a brownish, or the toners, they're either blue, purple, reddish. They're certified graded ones. 44 proof though, guys. 44 proof. So I wanted to, but when it comes to wheat pennies, you just never know. There's another, like I said, we got back-to-back 44 proofs. The last 6 rolls of the penny hunt was just crazy. But yeah, I know this one's probably in better shape, but I was thinking about getting both of the 44 proofs done. But show you everything else. We got this son of a gun. Oh yeah, he's got the makings of a varsity athlete. Oh yeah. I know you can't see America and that, but it's still a healthy coin for 1888. Believe me, when we yanked it, I could feel who's going to get the Heisman for the next few years. Like I have a decent amount of these in my personal, but like this is our very first one we ever yanked. Now this looks like somebody cleaned it, or tried to, or if it ain't what it probably is, it'll be something else, but we don't know. They'll figure that out if it did get sent in. But there's a 41. Why did I keep this one? There might be a reason I got this on here. I don't know. Oh, I know why. They had those extra ones. Those ones that are real big. Yes, for some odd reason they really like them red ones too. 68D. That's not. Oh, this was one of them grease airs that I yanked. Yeah. I thought that was cool. There we go. What do we got here? 37. 37 Denver Duntadunt. And whatever you do, as much as you guys might want to clean a coin, don't do it. Because if you do it, you're going to take away any of the original polishing and, coating that it naturally had. Even with this happening, you're still doing that. You're actually going to tear the coin up. You might as well go rub one out with a cheese grater. Because that's what you're doing to the coin. 56 Denver Duntadunt. This is a 94. I think I just liked it because he was green around the gills and hugging the floor to hold on. $44 Duntadunt. And this was what's funny. This was yanked with the 44 proofs. Tell me if that ain't something, guys. No, I'm serious. All in session. One after another. Yep, and believe me, if somebody cleaned it post grading, they're gonna put it on top of that tag that it was cleaned. And that, I mean, if you didn't do it, you didn't do it. But if you did, it's a learning curve. As much as you might want to, just don't. Now, I don't know if that's a big difference, but, 54. 54 Denver. What was this one? 56 Denver. 56 no mint. Both wheat pennies. And what else we got here? We got a couple more. Another 44 Denver. And 40. Ooh. Clean. A lot of these are in pretty healthy shape. None of them are really worn out. I think the thing that's worn out the most is what's the oldest. That thing is that Indian head. But I've got some other. We actually found some airs, some really good airs other than like a grease air. I've got an air that's got 2 mint marks on it. You've got a D under the letter, and then you got a D right up here at the rim, lined up with his nose. But yeah, this is that one of the strikes that I found with y'all on the penny thing. But yeah, we killed it today. But this is just there's a few coins in here that I want to get graded. Like I said, we found these yesterday. This is the one, like I said, I got these posted on my page. If you look, though, yeah, we can see it now. Everyone's going to be able to see what we couldn't see under the microphone. See that? It stuck out to me. That's like die break. We'll find out, though. We'll find out. But that's like the type of stuff you want to look for because that could happen anytime with a coin. And then with this one, this reminds me of like looking for the ghost comet on Sally Rides. Look at the fire, guys. Look at the fire right over here. You see that? See it? Now, that is what you call somewhat of a rare and unique error, finding these. Because I only knew of this whole ghosting thing on Sally Rides. But I guess it could happen to any coin because there it is. And yet again, like I said, if you want more confirmation than before you go to the mint or send it to the get graded, if you got somebody in the flesh that has a coin shop, whether they waggle and daggle with errors or not, take it in because that's what I did with a whole bunch of mine that people assumed were all messed up and tattered and destroyed, and somebody just was too bored with life and wanted to destroy a coin. And the first thing out of his mouth to me was like, "Where'd you get all these errors?" So, we'll see what's going on. Survival of the fittest. We'll see. But yeah, I spotted this and I was like, yeah. As much as you might not think that's something, that's big. That's actually bigger than this. But any imperfection or abnormal, anything, Even if it sounds like it needs whooping cough and needs to go under the vaporizer, do what you got to do. Well, that's good that you don't, because there's people out there to do the polar opposite. Oh, I'm serious. Drilling holes in coins and all sorts of melting pennies with mixing with copper and getting caught and going to federal prison, all sorts of dumb shit. But yeah, this is one of them ones that, like, if you don't know what to look for, like, because we started looking for heirs a couple months ago, this is something that's stuck in my mind, because if you ever look at Sally Rides, she's got an heir that you look for that's called the Ghost Comet. And it's got the same properties as this. And there's no getting around it. So I believe this is very unique in its own right. But these were found yesterday. I didn't notice them until post-hunt. Like, we were already done. I had Igor in the brain trust going through the coins. I was going through something like, son of a gun. But I'll show you. Hey, I can show you a few. Oh, hey, hold on. We were talking about West Points earlier. Somebody had to bring up the West Points with the marsupial sunbats and stuff. That's fine. That's fine. Isn't that a daisy? But I want to show you guys something. Tell me if it's just me or what. I think I've showed y'all before. I'm going to make a short on it. But I'll show y'all. I've got them right here. Man, we've got so many of them that I had to start putting them in these, because we ain't got no more cases. We finding so many damn those fucking West Points. As long as I can find where the hell they went. Where they at? Right here? Bingo. Is this you? Yep, we found them. There's so many of them, they got their own, they command their own box. But we are warlords. And this is war. So we like our West Points. Check this out, guys. I want to show you the one that I found with everybody in the reject pile, which tends to happen. But I'm going to show you a couple that were found during the same hunt on live. Now, these are... this one ain't it, but I'm just going to show you. This is your standard West Point right here, guys. This would be your standard West Point. And how you would know it's a West Point? Because you got your W mint mark. Okay? You know, now, so you guys know, West Points in the quarters were made for 2 years, 2019 and 2020. There's 5 variants of it. So you have to take that in. Then on, the top ones are right here, guys. And like I said, all the ones, a lot of people don't understand, but when it comes to them, everyone, even the V75s, they only made 2 million of each. And they only made them for 2 years. That's really not a lot. That's nothing. So when you come across these, it's really epic. But here, I'm going to show you. These are all found. One of them was found in a discard pile after the hunt, but this would be the highest variant of one. You have your W mint mark, and then you got your privy mark V75. Okay? I don't know. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. But we come across a lot of these, and the big thing here, this is what scared me a little bit, and maybe it's just me, guys, but our standard quarter, remember how I was showing you the silver NIFC clad, special clad Kennedys that we found? We found one that looked like a business strike, then one that looked like a proof. Okay, well, these guys are rare in their own rights, and this is what a standard quarter looks like. You got your copper core, and then you got your little slab, right? Well, mind you, when I found this one, this Weir Farm, there was something that stuck out about it that was really just getting to me. Now, tell me if I'm just... But here. Is it just me? Or is that just how it's supposed to look? Because no other one looks like that. Or is that just how they're supposed to look? Because I just think it's weird. Here. I'll put it on the x-ray specs for you so you can see what I'm talking about. Hold on here. You see what I'm? Let me even it out for y'all. Do you see what I'm getting at? If you don't now, then you'll never. But there's just something about this one that's just sticking to me. Almost like, you know, this guy. This is one of the first gobstoppers I ever found. You know, this is not, there's something special about this thing. And I'll tell you this right now, it's going to get sent in to see what's going on with it. But yeah, is this normal or am I just, hey, what's going on with me? Am I just hugging the floor to hold on here? Like I just don't. Let me get this up a little bit more. Either or. I just, I'm a little conflicted and I want to find out. If it's nothing, it's nothing, but we'll find out. I'm going to send it in. And on top of it, it weighs different from all the other Weir Farms. Just so you know. And I'm not talking normal circulation strike. All the Weir Farm West Points. And none of them have that. So, like, what's going on here? Did it just, is it like a little bit of a misprint? Is it just wanting to dance with daddy? Or what's the deal? Because it's just weird to me. And the thing is, they did make silver clads, but I don't think this is silver. And I'm hoping it ain't. But that doesn't stop it from being an error. Because when you look at it from your average, you're like, what the hell's going on here? It's just nuts. Well, that's common knowledge, man. Just like us. We fade through the sands and grains of time. Like there's no getting around it. I guess I'm gonna leave it up to the professionals. What's funny is, nobody ever want to admit it. Even the professionals can be wrong. Maybe a coin gets misdiagnosed. You just don't know, but I'll tell you this right now. There's certain, when it comes to this, it's just a little bit of extra fun, but just wanted to show you, just like with that bicentennial drum recorders I just showed you. The standard circulation strike, a proof, and then that fucking wild card. Those were all yanked and rolls with y'all. We're going to find out. Because you can obviously tell it's something completely different about it. But, you start messing around with this stuff good, before you know, you're going to know it like the back of your hand. It'll be like second nature, like your reflexes. They'll die hard. I mean, the only thing that you're going to have to remember is depending on what you're doing with your heirs or what's going on is it could get problematic if you don't have X amount put away for like, if you have to hold on to it. So like you want to make sure you don't give your undivided attention just to one singular coin. But yeah, I thought these 44 proofs, I thought they were worth taking a gander and sending them in, see what's up with them. Because like I said, sometimes there's stuff that we just can't see that they'll be able to see. And, that's what determines the fate of it. We've got decent airs, from here and there. Like I said, my very first air I want to get done. Like that's my biggest thing. The last couple times I've been coming on, I really didn't even want to like do a hunt. I wanted to talk about airs and start picking airs for the grading selection just to get her done because, like I said, this is what got me on my airs. This was my very first air I captured ever that I knew of without it being inadvertently. And it was with you guys on here. And I love it because on the back, you would never know. You would never know. Well, with this one, you would. There's more to the picture than meets the eye, but I'm just saying, this is an air. And you can argue with me till you turn blue in the face, but I'm not going to sit there until you turn blue. So you're going to have to argue with yourself. Because I'm willing to bet vital parts of my anatomy that that's an air. I just know better. I'm willing to. Just like this. And this is a nice one, too, because this is a compound air. This has got all sorts of weird stuff going on in it. Even a little light bit of die clashing. So, that's the thing. When it comes to this, there is no set price because these are coins, a lot of these coins that have never even been seen, or when they come in, they have to be assessed at their own, at their own caliber. Like, that's why there's no such thing as a perfect coin. Like, you're not going to find like that. But when you find imperfections like this that were done by the machines that make them, you got to take advantage of it. And knowledge is power. Now, what you would want to watch out for is, I would highly tell, like here, remember how we just found that disc, that this was my first sanding error, but tonight we found a sanding error through the nickels. A lot of people don't believe in these, but the thing is, you know, when you see ones like these that are graded and sold at auction, you know it wasn't somebody that did it by hand. But we found plenty of them. But like that was my first sanding error. But this one right here, this is one we found tonight. It's damn near a whole plank. And that's exactly how it starts out before it goes under the planchets. Completely you know, just blank. But you know, when it comes to dimes, I have a nice little, I think it's a 38 or 48. And it's a toner, which is cool because having see a lot of collectors, they like silver that tones. Me, I don't know much about all that oxidization and all that, but I would have to say there has to be some that are just people defaced and try to polish and, you know, got all hot and bothered and ripped up in a hurry and wanted to make them shine. And then you got, you know, ones that just oxidate and starts turning colors gracefully the way it should as it ages out. Absent, you know, being rudely handled or molested through camp. This 1906 Barber, I wanted to have set because a lot of people don't realize when it comes to these, like, sometimes, you know, what it got into, we'll put on the Valley, but I don't know much about a lot of the older coins, but like when it comes to toners and stuff, I don't know, for some odd reason, you know, like, the colors they get at me, but like I said, I've been doing a lot of info, a lot of recon, and we're gonna find out because I know not everything I have is in there, but you know when you make a nice little area for your endangered species list, it makes things pretty fun. Here, I'll show you some ones that I think I think are pass their errors. Anybody can say what they want. Hey, I can't look at you different for it. You got a voice. You got a tongue. Use it the way God intended to. I'll show you a couple that I just want to get done. Like this. This to me is more than a toner. This I feel like is one of my favorite grease airs. And that happens, you know, at the end. Grease gets stuck in there when it's going down and gets trapped. Sometimes you can get wood, nylon, plastic, and when that happens, you'll have a really unique signature of imperfections that runs through it. Almost like a stitch or a Band-Aid like pattern. And it actually makes the coin very unique and enthusiastic and wanted because it's not normal. But you know, they'll be able to figure out if it's naturally toning, if it's a grease air, this or that. So, you know, that's the difference between it. But here, I'm going to show you my favorite toner right here. Now, we don't know how it happened, but we'll find out. But yeah, this one we yanked a while back, but I feel like this is one of them nice ones that it's going to be a natural toner. But you just never know. This one I can't sit there and tell you 100% sure like these. You know, like these guys. With these guys, like I said, you could hold my feet to the fire and put my head in the guillotine. That blade's never fucking coming down. That's all in the mind at that point. If you guys can't like that, and that's the biggest thing when it comes to this. You can't be one-sided. You can't have tunnel vision. Otherwise, it'll be very problematic very quick. Just for the simple fact is, when it comes to errors, anything can happen at any time. Unstable mutation, just like life. Very unpredictable. Trials and tribulations. Unstable mutation. You don't get to control what's going to happen. Everything is so spontaneous and unpredictable. So when they're making these, it's very problematic, and it does happen. It's going to go down. So like, that's what makes them very unique in their own art. So, or just like these, a lot of people you might be able to get a few of them and scrape them and hit them with certain acid, and they'll turn this way. But I'm going to show you some ones that I feel are missing clad layers. It might be also toners, and the thing is, you can't really see what I'm seeing, but they're red. They don't look red to you. Well, you know, if they hit a certain light, but there could be a number of things going on here. But like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that's exactly what's happening. But why I will hold them and why I will try one out is just because there's plenty of them on there that look just like these that are certified and graded and sold at private auctions. And the thing is, I didn't know anything about this when I was holding these. Like I said, when we started initially getting into airs, anything that was messed up or it looked like somebody hit it with the press or the hammer, or wanted to put it through the wood chipper, I pulled it off the side, endangered species list. If it looked like stir-fried shit, guess what? It got tossed. That's another one I like. Some of these, though, are guaranteed grease airs. Might be a mixture with a toner, but you just never know. Like this one. This one I think I'm going to get it sent in. But you never know what's going to happen with it. You just don't. You just don't. But if you don't send it out, you're never going to know. So don't sit there and be prostrate with grief going, why? No. Green, go. Because at least when it comes back, you're going to have that peace of mind. Now, this is a cute coin that I found, and I would love it to be air, but I'm willing to bet vital parts of my anatomy on the other end that it ain't in there. But I thought it was cool, and I'm not going to throw it back in circulation. I think somebody was born with life and did that. Now, imagine if we sent that in and they said, that's not an air. I wouldn't know what to say. I would be a little speechless, but I'm not sending it in. I'd have to be really bored to do that, but I have a feeling somebody did that. I mean, we've come across a lot of crazy stuff. Kennedy's on the neck where people electrical drilled their name in there, signed it. But like, I thought it was cool. I didn't do it, but okay. But yeah, just like these right here. These I think are really cool. And I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna really figure it out. This, I've seen a lot like these go. This one's crazy. This I think is a natural toner too. And what's crazy about this is, they made all the way back, even till now, they make gold novelty strikes. The make coincides with second and third hand companies. We've yanked two. The second one was on our first time we hit our biggest record of West Points. We hit one of these with it. But like, we don't know. You don't know. Find out though. If those things showed that, I'd toss one in there. But like, there's nothing special about it. It's microscopic pressed gold, pressed like 4 or 5 times. The old Kennedys that they used to do them to, they microscopically sprayed on there, and like it's, it makes it another coin to look for that's not intended for circulation. But sometimes you find some of them worn out, and then when you get a hold of some of them, you can't tell unless you're really with this, because this could be an indication of it being like that. But you just never know. But yeah, these were novelty ones that were done exclusively for collectors and stuff. It's common knowledge. It's on the internet. Even with the Kennedy ones, I didn't know nothing about them until we yanked one, and we already had a quarter. You think I would have went back and looked? I didn't though, because it's so busy keeping my mind at the task at hand. So it's like, that's another thing that's like awesome. Getting those. This is what I call one of those good problems. All this is what I call one of them good problems. Not knowing what you want to know, I call that a good problem, guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed the live. I know I did. I stayed on way too fucking long, almost 3 hours. And honestly, I could go another 3 hours without even blinking, but knowing what I got to get up for, yeah. I don't want to have to kick the door and make it part of the floor. So I hope everyone had a fun time. If you guys have any knowledge or anything that you'd love to bring to the table, any insight, your opinion, anything, your voice is here. If you're part of this channel, your voice does count. Everybody is equal here. We all coincide in harmony and do this with no distraction and nobody being able to get at us. It don't matter what we do outside of here. When we're here, We all coincide in harmony with impunity, and we're all gonna make sure of that. That's why I don't let nobody get on here and start acting cute or thinking they're gonna cause ripples, gonna become waves, because that's why they got burnt up and washed out. Because there's a code of conduct here. We have zero tolerance. We got code of ethics. Like, comment, subscribe. Is your warlord with them? I'm out. Save the manatee.